Hey, so excited to be back. I am milking summer for all it's worth and felt like it was time to talk shortcakes. So there's a lot of varieties out there. There's so many good ones. I have a recipe that I'm gonna link underneath the video, and I'll give you all the scoop for the shortcake recipe I use. But this is a little more about permission to basically work with the elements of shortcake, but come up with your own variety. So I was inspired for this one by an article I actually clipped like 3 years ago from Southern Living magazine. And they basically showed some fun pictures of really cool combos for making kind of a fun spin on strawberry shortcake, which is kind of the one that we all are familiar with, basically like a scone or a biscuit type thing with juicy strawberries, whipped cream, and it's heaven, right? But there are so many combos. So I want to talk about what goes into making the delicious shortcakes that we all know and love. So we got to start with our fruit, right? And this time of year, there are so many access things. We have to fruit. There's peaches galore right now. If you're local, there's a thing called Peach-orama at Metropolitan Market, like all the best peaches they get their hands on, and it's like guaranteed to be the yummiest peach you've ever had. So there's peaches, there's nectarines, there's blueberries, blackberries, strawberries still, and even little spin, which we always have year round, but bananas. I have a little fun combo of banana with little mini chocolate chips and coconut. Yes, please. That sounds super good. So anyways, you got to think about your fruit. What do you like? What combos do you like? You want to combine fruits. You could do plums, nectarines, endless possibilities. Next is the creamy element, and this is kind of fun to think about. Typically, we think whipped cream, and you can do fresh whipped cream, but you can also do coconut whipped cream. And if I can somehow figure out how to embed a link, I will. But I did a video probably a year and a half ago of a coconut whipped cream and how you make that. There's some tricks to making a really good coconut whipped cream, starting with a can of coconut cream and some little tricks. So go back and watch that one. Maybe I'll figure out between now and when I post this how to embed it, but there's that one. You can also do certainly canned whipped cream, but there's also mascarpone. I have food right here in front of me, but mascarpone, you guys, is an Italian whipped cream. Comes in this is a little mini container I bought of it, but it's a little bit of like a sweet cream cheese, and I added a little powdered sugar to that, and then in this one I'm gonna combine it with peaches, and I put a little bourbon in my peaches and mascarpone. So it's like an adult shortcake, but you just kind of whip it up with a spoon and it gets light and velvety, and that can be a creamy element. You can also do fresh ricotta, which I showcased a few weeks back. And that's a really good element. You can even sweeten it a touch with some honey or agave if you want. And of course, ice cream. Don't forget our good old ice cream. So there's a lot of creamy elements. So you got fruit, you got a creamy element, and then you've got your base. So I made these gorgeous shortcakes because, I had to try and make them. They're basically think of it like a sweetened biscuit. There's a little bit of sugar that goes into the recipe I use. You brush the tops with a little bit of cream and then sprinkle it with a coarse sugar. It gives it a little sparkle, a little extra crunch, and a little extra sweetness, but a good base like that. But if you don't have time to make shortcakes, buy them. They have things at the store. They have those little sponge cakes. Not personally my favorite, but you can also do store-bought angel food cake. Those are great, like a pound cake. And so there's a lot of different base options you can do, and you can either leave a big slab or you can cut them into cubes. I used to do that as well. So a lot of varieties that are store-bought versus homemade. Also, for the locals who love the Fisher scones, which is a kind of famous thing here in the Pacific Northwest, scones make a great base for a shortcake. So anyways, a lot of possibilities. Fruit, cream, scones. That's it, folks. And then how juicy you want your fruit to be, like with my strawberries. I got those right here. See how there's a lot of juice going on right in there? I can kind of see it. Yeah, a lot of juice. So I sprinkle my strawberries with, a couple tablespoons of sugar, and then I add a little bit of water, and then I stir it, and that gets the juices going, and then it kind of leaches out its own natural juice and creates kind of a sauce syrup, if you will. So I like that one really juicy. I'm also gonna do a lemon curd. So I bought store-bought lemon curd. I have made that before, and that's another recipe you can look at. I did lemon curd tarts, but I'm gonna do this combined with some fresh raspberries for a fun raspberry lemon combo. And I told you about the banana coconut chocolate chip and then the peach. So a lot of varieties. You could also do like blackberries with like some fresh basil and the lemon curd. That'd be really pretty and good. So endless possibilities. I would love to hear the possibilities you come up with. So next up, I'm going to show putting together a couple different varieties of these yummy shortcakes. And then I guess I'm going to have to test taste because somebody's going to. All right, see you in a sec. So I've assembled these. I'm going to tell you what I did. So in this guy, I have got a little bit of fresh whipped cream and then a little bit of lemon curd that I just bought at the store, a few raspberries, a little more whipped cream, and then my little biscuit top. So you can see how glorious that one is. Can't wait to try that. This guy in the center, whipped cream, a little bit of fresh sliced banana, and I happen to have some coconut and some mini chocolate chips, so I sprinkled those on. This coconut chocolate banana, I just think that's a winning combo. I actually would do a little chocolate drizzle on there too, maybe a little Hershey's, or if you had some fudge sauce, that'd be super fun. And then the biscuit topper with a little more whipped cream on top, because you want to make sure you got enough moisture in there. And then this one, I had tossed with my strawberries some basil, because I actually have one of my favorite jams is a strawberry basil jam. So that combination is one of my faves. So a little bit of minced basil with the strawberries, the sugar, the juice, and then big dollop of whipped cream on this guy. Here, I'll hold him up. You gotta see, because it's just super pretty. Yum! And then last but not least, adults only. I took some fresh peaches, because I've been real into peaches this summer, and I tossed them with a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of bourbon. So that's why I say adults only. Let them kind of get tossed and marinated and juiced together, and they were hanging out on the counter for a little while, and they got real juicy. And then I also took some of that mascarpone cheese I told you about. That's an Italian cream cheese. This one smells like heaven. And I put a little cinnamon in that and just a dribble of bourbon. I didn't want to be too boozy. I wanted it to be pretty light. But just took that and whipped it up with a spoon. And then spread some of that on the bottom, peaches, and then a little bit of whipped cream as well. So, which one should I try? I don't think I can try all of them. I'm gonna go for these two. Just, that's my first inkling. Kind of a classic, strawberry, but I amped it up with a little bit of that basil, and oh my gosh, the biscuit's kind of juicy, but not too. I can see it's kind of saucy. Oh man, that is good. Sorry, Scott. I'll get to you in a second. You're gonna have some. Okay, the strawberry, the juice, the sweetness kind of from that sugary syrup with the basil. It's herby, it's sweet, it's creamy, the whipped cream. And I just did a basic whipped cream. I love to jazz up my whipped cream sometimes with different things, but this was just vanilla and powdered sugar, so real simple. But you could do store-bought. Okay, clean fork. Let's go in for the mascarpone with the cinnamon and bourbon peaches. This is the one I'm super excited to try. It really is fun to get creative with these different combos and fruits and things for the season. There's just endless possibilities, okay? I'm gonna need a minute. Whoa. I'm a bourbon girl. I do love that taste. Holy moly. That is special. Whoa. Okay, I better just give everyone a little tiny taste test, because it's my job. I'll just get a little bit of this with that. I'm excited to try the lemon curd. I love lemon and raspberry. It's such a good combo. That's like a tea party. A very, very happy, fancy tea party. Whoa. The bright lemon, the sweet raspberry, that creamy follow through. Yum. And this one is kind of like a renegade. I've never had anything like this, but let's go. Banana, chocolate chip, coconut. That is so good. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited for you to do this. Put your thinking caps on. Tell me what combinations you're gonna do for your shortcakes. Whatever base you use, whatever fruit you use, cream, ice cream, whipped cream, canned cream, Cool Whip if that's your thing. But give it a try. Let me know what you do. Again, the recipe that I use for my shortcakes will be in the bottom. And sorry, my dog keeps scratching his nails walking around. He's part of the family. Yeah, we'll get to you in a second, Tucker. All right, thank you so much for watching. Delighted to bite. Subscribe, share, tell your friends that I'm here. I love what I'm doing, and I love inspiring you to make different foods. And definitely check out the other videos I mentioned throughout this. Watch me on Instagram if you want. I post other food things there, and subscribe if you haven't. I think that's all the things. So I will see you next week. Happy summer. Let's milk it for all it's worth. Bye.